Charles Leclerc in F2 2017, Charles Leclerc in Ferrari 2019, Charles Leclerc in Sauber 2018, Charles Leclerc in Ferrari 2020, and then 2021, 2022, and 2023. Notice how the longer this guy stays in Ferrari, the more he looks like he's gonna kill himself. Charles Leclerc's facial expressions are how I personally determine how good Ferrari is. If he pulls this face, this means the team is okay. But when he pulls this face, this means the team is fucking dog shit. And he pulls this face like 90% of the time. Sadness is the only emotion Charles seems to have. At least until now. 2024 marks the year he finally knows how to smile, ladies and gentlemen. Consistently too. A lot of people don't understand how big of a deal this is. Guys, a Ferrari driver is actually happy for once. This smile right here was brought to you by Ferrari and how they have been absolutely cooking this season. Holy shit! They may not be cooking as hard as Red Bull or McLaren, but at least they're doing something. Race engineers are super responsive. Their drivers finally win races. Team strategies make sense. The team principal actually knows what the fuck he's doing, and pit stops don't break people's legs anymore.
Oh no!
Oh no, Kimi Räikkönen out and has hit one of the mechanics for the second time this weekend.
Finally, after years of watching F1, we're actually witnessing Ferrari be a good team again. My goodness, this comeback took so long. By the way guys, if I do end up jinxing it in this video and Ferrari burns to the ground, I am sorry. But at the same time, not really, because it would be pretty funny if that happened. But let's just focus on how Ferrari drivers have actually been happy the past couple of months. I mean, just take a look at Carlos Sainz. That is not the face of someone who's gonna be jobless next year. And then take a look at Charles. He finally looks like he has a soul. And then take a look at his brother too, Oscar Piastri Leclerc. He's also happy. To understand just how big of a feat this is, you have to realize just how horrifying Ferrari has been the past 15 years. Here is a list I found just earlier today on Reddit of Ferrari's fuck-ups in the first 3 races of 2023. Notice how I'm just showing the part of the list that's talking about Bahrain and it already takes up the entire screen. I swear there are things I didn't even know about on this list. Charles's helmet cam was mounted upside down. FP1 5838 on F1 TV. Sainz's car bounces too much. Team radio says we are checking.
Okay, yeah, checking.
And Xavi forgot to tell Leclerc to push under the safety car to cover Hamilton's pit stop.
Try to push from safety car line 1 for Hamilton. He just beat it.
Xavi, you need to tell me that before.
Copy.
No, but come on!
These are things that make Ferrari an endless nightmare for all of their drivers, you know, especially Charles, who was screwed so hard by Ferrari strategies that he gets actual nightmares about going into the pits.
Ah oui, ça te revient.
Oui, oui.
Okay.
Mais je dormais et je me suis réveillé d'un cauchemar.
Et t'as crié
Box, box.
But thankfully now Charles, Carlos, and Lewis Hamilton next year can say goodbye to all of these things. Okay, maybe just most of them. I mean, this is still Ferrari we're talking about. You know, I won't be surprised if after I make this video, they fuck up in the next couple of races. But comparing 2023 and 2024 to years like 2022 and 2021, it is a fucking long shot. Ferrari has improved so much, and it all started because of one man, Fred Vasseur. This guy is an actual genius. The man used to be Alfa Romeo's team principal. The moment he left the team, it went to shit. And as soon as Fred stepped into Ferrari in 2023, I mean, the team was still mediocre and still making mistakes, clearly because they have zero motivation after the torturous 2022 season, thanks to Mattia Binot know how to manage a team. But Fred rebuilt Ferrari from the ground up, and by the end of 2023, Ferrari was consistently fighting for podiums and was the only other team that won that year. Now, you might think all of Fred's pro gamer moves stopped there. But no, the man just keeps going. 2024, he signs Lewis Hamilton. People will say the guy is washed, but holy shit, was this a genius marketing move where Ferrari's share price went up more than 10%. That is almost $7 billion. You can buy 350 million Ferrari We Are Checking t-shirts with that kind of money. I mean, that's $7 billion. Then he fires Iñaki Rueda, the team's chief strategist of 10 years, goes full steam ahead on the development of the 2025 car, replaces Charles Leclerc's race engineer, and last but most importantly, he has been infiltrating McLaren. Now you guys see this clip right here? Now it might appear that Fred is simply innocently celebrating with McLaren on Lando's first win, but little do you know that this is actually a top secret plan orchestrated by the Italian mafia, specifically Tony from The Sopranos, for Fred to gain McLaren's trust and steal all their upgrades. Truly a pro gamer move by the team. But remember how 2 seconds ago I said Charles Leclerc's race engineer got replaced? This is probably the most impactful change for Ferrari rather than actually hiring Adrian Newey. For those of you who live in R. Kelly's basement and have no idea what the hell I'm talking about, Ferrari replaced Charles Leclerc's old race engineer, Javier Marcos Padros, or Xavi. I absolutely cannot stand this motherfucker. I have never heard a lazier F1 race engineer in my entire fucking life.
Should I try to start the car again or not?
I will let you know.
Half of the time the guy sounds like he wants to go home, sleep on his couch, and continue to do that like he's a polar bear hibernating in the winter. At first I thought that, oh, you know, I guess that's just how he sounds. You know, some people can just sound lazier than others. Until you actually listen to team radio.
Okay, copy that. We are checking it.
I swear, if this wasn't a meme, I am confident that all of you Ferrari fans would have probably killed this guy by now. But save all your hateful energy and turn that into praise, because Charles's new race engineer is an absolute gem. Bryan Bozzi. Words cannot describe how much better this man is. So here's a comparison between Xavi and Bryan.
Brake shape -1. Keep it clean. Good job. Come on. Remember the overheating. Just take care. Don't push.
If we stay at this pace, what are we looking for in terms of position?
If we can keep Bottas behind P1.
Obviously, because you're leading the race, Charles. Not quite sure that was the most informative radio message I've ever heard.
Charles. Under safety car, we would lose 2 position for info. You're doing a really good job.
What do I do?
We'll come back to you.
Finally, in his Ferrari career, Charles has a responsive and communicative race engineer. This is like an unloved child feeling affection for the first time. Even the banter between these two is already like so good.
Just for your info, I think you have around. Do you want to know the margin?
No, Charles, we're not interested. We know.
You said all right.
No, we are not interested.
That's rude.
I'm sorry, Xavi, but the we are checking era has ended. The not interested era is now among us. With these changes that have come to Ferrari, they have been absolutely cooking this season. And I mean, like, as of the time I'm making this video, we're only 8 races in and Ferrari has already scored 252 points. From 2017 to 2024, this is the highest that they've ever scored. Plus, they actually know how to upgrade their cars, unlike another team that I've been depressed about the past couple of weeks. But to all of you deluded Ferrari fans, 2024 has been insane for the team. Carlos Sainz gets a podium in Bahrain, gets appendicitis, then weeks later an 18-year-old replaces him and outperforms half of the grid. And since Carlos got his appendix removed, he got faster and then wins Australia. Charles and Carlos then continued to perform well in Japan. China was okay. And Lando Norris gets his first win in Miami. That may not be Ferrari related, but it's worth mentioning. Also, Charles was on the podium. Ever since the team hired Fred Vasseur and made all of those incremental changes, the team actually seems competent now.
We'd like to take a moment to announce that.
But so far, it's honestly looking good. Like, Ferrari's points compared to 2023 is 130 points apart. That is 5.2 Dutch national anthems of a difference. I honestly feel like Ferrari just seems to do better when they're not under pressure to win a championship. Like, I just think that the moment they're in that stress zone, they just freak out and don't know what the fuck they're supposed to do. But if Fred Vasseur can lead the team in the right direction and not let any pressure turn into anxiety and instead use that as motivation, Ferrari can actually win for once. I have never been so happy for a team that has struggled for years, you know, that there's finally a glimpse of hope for the future. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to be commenting, don't give me hope, Rick. I swear to God, I am this close to jumping off. But the point is, whether or not Ferrari does well or shit this year, I hope this video shows what exactly they're capable of. But as I'm making this video, yes, Ferrari is actually good now. Of course, I had a lot of doubts saying this in the first place. I mean, like, who knows how the rest of the season will go. But what really solidified this statement from me is not just because of how the team performed at the end of 2023 up till now, but also because of one specific race. Monaco 2024.
From Charles Leclerc, he's going to maintain the lead, could be second place for Ferrari. For Oscar Piastri, he's got nowhere to go though. Charles Leclerc maintains the lead once again. And for the first time, Charles Leclerc wins the Monaco Grand Prix.
Finally.
Yes!
Welcome to the post-race press conference after the FIA Formula 1 Monaco Grand Prix.
Okay, not gonna lie guys, Monaco was actually not as interesting as the edit presented it to be. It was probably one of the most boring races of all time. Monaco though was definitely one of the craziest races this year. if you just count the first lap, because the rest of the race was literally just a formation lap 78 fucking times. I think this is the first time I actually fell asleep involuntarily because I really wanted to stay awake to see Charles win, but the race was so boring. Oh my god.
Fuck me, this is boring. Should have brought my pillow.
But the reason why this race solidified why I think Ferrari is good now is because they had every opportunity to fuck up in this race. And they almost did with Carlos in the first lap. But the team played all of their cards right. Carlos gets back in the race. And most importantly, Charles Leclerc actually wins. If you don't know how big of a deal this is, you must be unaware of the Monaco curse. Charles doing well in Monaco is as rare as Nicholas Latifi topping the timing sheets. So for him to get pole position and win with Ferrari in his home country with pure raw speed and breaking the Monaco curse, I cannot give enough credit to Ferrari and how much they have improved and how faultless they were in this race. Unlike the other teams, they got fucking obliterated. I think Ferrari might have made a deal with the devil and transferred all of their bad luck to like the rest of the grid. Immediately after turn 1, half of Sergio Perez's car disappears. If you told me Perez was shot out of a cannon into turn 1 and that was what was left of his car, I would believe you. It looks like an escape pod that Superman used to go to Earth. But turns out the incident happened with Kevin Magnussen. He's equally fucked. Anyways, Esteban Ocon proves once again that he's a horrendous teammate. Fernando Alonso slows down half of the grid to protect Lance Stroll, only for the bitch to get a puncture. And finally, the race finishes with a Leclerc 1-2. If you guys don't know why I keep referring to Oscar as Leclerc's brother, is because Charles adopted him through Twitter. So congratulations to the Leclerc family. The Piastri family is also up for adopting Yuki Tsunoda. It seems that everybody is related to each other at this point. I just hope that no Sweet Home Alabamas are going to happen anytime soon. But anyways, Oscar is related to Charles, Yuki is related to Oscar, and Lance Stroll is related to Beetlejuice.
If you dig a 6-foot hole, how deep is that hole?
It's about like 20 feet.
Yo! I can actually see the resemblance here. Conclusion, Fred Vasseur is an absolute giga chad. Bryan Bozzi is not interested. Charles Leclerc breaks his Monaco curse. And Ferrari seems to have improved greatly ever since. And for those of you who don't believe me that Ferrari will cook this season, I will prove you wrong by watching all of the 2024 F1 live streams until Ferrari makes a mistake. Watch me go for hours. But anyways, let's begin.
He is the only person that's gone out on a used tire, so he's...
Okay, never mind. Thank you so much for watching, guys.